I don't know what he was doing. It was weird. It was weird to see that type of fighting. But anywho, that's not Jake Paul's fault. So Jake Paul did what he needed to do, and he won, and he looked good.
Jake Paul looked really good. I think he won all the rounds. I mean, it's good for boxing. I think he deserves a chance to fight for a world title.
Jake Paul did get fatigued down the stretch, but he still held on.
The boxing community had a wide range of reactions following Jake Paul's win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Ryan Garcia gave Jake credit, tweeting that Paul did his thing and clearly outboxed Chavez Jr. Former champ Shane Mosley also praised Jake's performance, saying he showed good movement and fought a solid fight. Mosley didn't hold back on Chavez Jr., calling his behavior strange and even suggesting it might be time for him to retire. Fans and analysts shared similar views. Many were impressed with Jake Paul's progress in the ring, while others questioned Julio's effort and wondered if he still has a future in boxing after such a poor performance.
Jake Paul fought a great fight. You know, he moved around the way he's supposed to, throwing great punches, and for the experience he had, he did fantastic. Junior, on the other hand, he didn't throw any punches until the third or fourth round or something. He was just kind of walking forward, and I don't know what he was doing. It was weird. It was weird to see that type of fighting. But anywho, that's not Jake Paul's fault. So Jake Paul did what he needed to do, and he won, and he looked good.
Where do you think Junior goes from here, in your opinion, Shane?
Junior needs to retire from here.
Junior needs to retire.
He needs to retire. I mean, if you can't throw any punches in 2, 3, 4 rounds, you need to retire. I mean, if you can't, what are you doing? What are we doing? You just living off your father's name.
Yeah.
That's basically what you do, because you didn't even fight until the last round, maybe last two rounds, and threw some punches, and you had some success when you threw some punches.
Piers Morgan didn't hold back after Jake Paul's win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He joked, "I had a better fight with Jake on Thursday than the boring mess we saw tonight." Morgan slammed the match as a staged event, saying Paul is making big money by fighting aging opponents, but in doing so, he's hurting the sport of boxing. On the other hand, rising boxing talent Rayo Valenzuela had a very different take. In a quick interview, Rayo praised Jake's performance, saying he looked sharp throughout the fight. What stood out most was Rayo's claim that Jake now deserves to be ranked among the top 15 to 20 fighters in his division. That's a strong endorsement from someone active in the sport and shows that Jake Paul is starting to earn real respect in the boxing world, not just as a celebrity, but as a serious contender.
Hey. Oh, great fight. Julio's back after all he's been through. So, I tip my hat off to him. It's not easy, especially through, when life throws at you sometimes. But, it was a good fight.
What'd you make of how Jake Paul looked and fought?
He's doing his thing. Jake Paul's looking good. Shout out to him. Yeah.
Do you think he's ready to fight maybe a top 15, top 20?
Sure, yeah.
So I guess where does Junior go from here, in your opinion?
It's up to him. He can retire if he wants, or he can have another, fight like this. Fight a YouTuber or something.
Yeah.
Joining the rising chorus of support, Jose Benavidez Sr., father and trainer of top contender David Benavidez, had high praise for Jake Paul following his win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. After watching the fight, Benavidez Sr. said Jake looked impressive and even floated the idea of a future matchup between Jake and his son, David. He went a step further, saying Jake now deserves a shot at a world title. That kind of endorsement, especially from someone with years of experience training elite fighters, marks a big shift in how the boxing world sees Jake Paul, not just as a sideshow, but as a serious competitor.
I think Jake Paul looked really good. I think he won all the rounds. I mean, it's good for boxing. I think he deserves a chance to fight for a world title. He proved it today with the ex-world champion, Julio Cesar Chavez, that, he dominated and he did really good.
What did you think of Chavez's performance? Early on, he didn't throw a lot, and then towards the end, he had some moments. Were you disappointed in Chavez?
Well, I thought, he was going to try to get Jake Paul a little tired. He was blocking and taking all his shots, but I think he just got tired, and couldn't execute it. So Jake Paul did a great job.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult, known for his honest and insightful commentary, shared his thoughts after Jake Paul's latest win. He pointed out that Jake has made real progress in the ring, More than most people are willing to admit, Showbiz believes that fans often overlook Jake's development because of where he started, but if you watch closely, you'll see clear improvements. Jake now shows better timing, smarter decision-making, and more control during fights. In Showbiz's words, this is no longer just a hype train. Jake Paul is showing real boxing skill.
That Jake, I was saying thank you, Jake. Yep, I was saying thank you, Jake. A lot. The thing is, not to say that because he beat a 6-year-old Mike Tyson that, that impressed me with. What I'm saying is, you couldn't really see everything that Jake possessed in that fight. He has gotten way better. I saw him training, and I'm like, the guy is good. He messed around and got good. You don't like Zurdo fight? Zurdo looked. I mean, that was one of the best I've seen, but best times I've seen him. No, Zurdo won this clear to me. Don't forget, that was a point deduction. $115, $113. I mean, $113, $112. $117, $110. Yeah, it was clearly Zurdo. Yeah, it was clearly Zurdo, bro. I mean, Zurdo was making a miss, and Zurdo was really, I was impressed by his defense.
Jake Paul took control of the fight from the opening round, and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. never found his rhythm. As many online clips show, Julio barely landed any clean shots and looked hesitant throughout the match. Jake's sharp footwork, steady jab, and solid conditioning gave him the edge all night. He didn't just outpunch Julio, he outthought him. From start to finish, Jake stayed focused, followed his game plan, and showed the confidence of a fighter who knew exactly what he came to do. It was a clear and complete performance.
Jake Paul has defeated Chavez Jr. Right? This fight, Chavez got active in them last 3 rounds and he really showed his power. But throughout most of the fight and throughout those first 5 or 6 rounds, right, most of us were saying, is Chavez here to fight or not? Because he was not throwing very much at all. And then you thought maybe the strategy is let Jake Paul get tired because he's not used to going 10 rounds, and then maybe in those last couple rounds you could get him. But Jake Paul did get fatigued down the stretch, but he still held on. He looked well even in the final 3 rounds when Chavez was pouring it on enough to get over the top. I'd say it's impressive considering Chavez Jr. is a former champion. For Jake Paul, probably gonna get a title shot soon. My question to y'all is, what did y'all think of the fight? When Chavez first came out, man, I'm like, he's not throwing. Jake Paul looked really active. I go, when is Chavez going to throw? Then Chavez began to throw, and you thought maybe the strategy is let Jake Paul get tired and then try to beat him down the stretch, right? Which I think that was the strategy. But Paul proven to hang on, and Chavez goes down in this one. So guys, what do y'all think about the fight? What do you think about Jake Paul's performance, and can he get a title shot?
At the post-fight press conference, Jake Paul spoke with the same confidence he showed in the ring. He gave credit to Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., calling him a tough opponent and showing respect for the proud tradition of Mexican boxing, but Jake also addressed his critics head-on. He reminded everyone that many doubted his toughness and questioned whether he could take a punch, something he proved wrong in the ring. Actions speak louder than words, he said clearly, sending a strong message to the doubters. For Jake, this win was about more than just getting his hand raised. It was about proving he's serious about boxing and showing how much he's grown. This fight was a key moment in his career, and by the end of the night, he didn't just earn a win, he earned respect.
Between you and Cesar Chavez Jr. tonight. Now, in round 9, the heat really turned up. Did you feel the Mexican power that he promised, or do you feel like he didn't perform the way you thought that he would?
No, yeah, he brought a hard fight there at the end, and that's that Mexican warrior style. I don't know how he was eating all those punches, to be honest. My hands low-key hurt from his face, and so respect to him. He had good cardio, and he came on strong at the end. He's a very, very strong guy, had a lot of power, but people underestimate my chin and my ability and my toughness.
Jonathan Agger of Pro Boxing Fans. During the week, you had a viral interview with Piers Morgan where he said that he didn't think that you would beat Chavez. He felt like when you fight a former world champion, you'll come unstuck. What did you prove to not only him but other people that have criticised you?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. So people can sit behind their desks and sit on their TV shows and say a lot of things about my career. But everyone's tuning in, everyone's watching, and I just continue to win.
And you mentioned Anthony Joshua. Does it end there? Would you want to bring Tyson Fury out of retirement?
Man, there's too many people for me to fight. I need more time. At the end of the day, that's the only thing I can't do is create more time. So we'll see what happens.